Shaping minds and empowering women in Nigeria is a multifaceted effort that focuses on education, economic opportunities, and changing societal norms. Irrespective of the task involved in achieving this, some people have not only been in the business of doing so, but have remained resilient, spanning over years and even decades. The Holy Child College of Balende, Lagos is a case in point. On the program today, we'll be sharing in their journey of over 80 years. Thanks for joining us on Nigeria Today. I am Eukaria Clinton. Mercy Ikwo-Okon. She is a retired Federal Director, Bureau of Public Service Reforms. It's a pleasure to have you on Nigeria
Thank you for
Today.
having me. Thank you.
Now, also with us for this conversation is Wanita Ashadi, Retired Director, Voice of Nigeria, VON. It's a pleasure to have you.
My pleasure being here too. Thank you. So,
you are celebrating 80 years anniversary, 18 years of your existence of your college. First of all, I'll say congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, I want to, out of curiosity, I want to find out, is there by chance any of your pioneer students that you know is still alive? But that would be very interesting,
Well, perhaps not pioneer, but some very old ones. We have Lady Kai, and we also have I think she's Ibidun Allison. And those are some of the old alumni that we have, and they're with us. They're part of this celebration.
Okay, yeah. That would be very interesting. For after 80 years, if you still have some of the people that started this college. Now you're having a lineup of activities to mark this 80 years anniversary. Can you tell us a little bit of these activities and what you've been doing really?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to let you know that this walkathon we're going to have tomorrow is part of the 80-year anniversary that we're having, and basically the walkathon is for wellness and to create awareness for not just our old girls but also our friends and people around. And then I think we even have some of our sister schools that were around the Ikoyi then, and other schools, and we're calling on them today to join us for the walkathon. And we have other activities lined up for the 80th anniversary. We were looking at building a staff quarters for them. Okay. Then we have to equip their laboratories and scholarships for girls who are doing very well so that's part of, and we're looking at also having like people come to donate. Well, our budget is target is 800 million.
That's a huge sum, but it's achievable though. Yeah. It's achievable. Yeah. Now, what impact is this walkathon meant to have? What impact is it meant to make, really?
Okay, like she said, well, let me start from the fact that the theme for this celebration is empowering the girl child. Action, not words. Action, not words, which is actions, not words, not actions. That's actually the mantra of the school. And so we want to walk the talk and not just, make a whole lot of noise. We want to do something. So part of this, like she said, is for wellness, to let the young ones, as well as those of us who are out, to know that our health is very, very important. Whatever you're doing, no matter how we're all aging, we're all coming out. And we just want to emphasize a lot on that. Because sincerely, a lot of things are happening in the country today. There's a lot of tension and people just need to cool down. So this is a time when we come and walk and work out and cool down and ease ourselves off and know that this is very, very important. And other aspects of health, apart from the walk, will be focused on during the session we're having tomorrow. And as she said, it's about letting people know that first of all, Holy Child College is 80 years. That's no mean feat. Yes, and in the process, I mean, we're giving back to society. We're giving back to one another. We're giving back, first of all, giving back to ourselves. Looking into ourselves, looking at our own health, encouraging ourselves to be more health conscious. Don't just relax because you think you're aging. So, well, I'll just relax and take life easy. No, there's certain things that we need to be conscious about as we do age. So these are things that we're focusing on, but most importantly, like she said, which we'll talk about probably in detail later, they're things that we also want to give back to society, give back to the school, give back to the girl child in particular.
Okay, now back to you, Mercy. How is the old girls now? How have you been contributing to the growth of the school?
There are lots of projects. We have the old girls in the UK. We have the old girls in North America. The old girls in North America have what they call the STEM club. And what that means is to encourage girls to become scientists, technologists, engineers, and mathematicians, and to encourage them to have a knowledge-based education. And then our UK association too has helped in equipping some of the labs. They've given tablets to some of the children. And the old girls in Lagos also have done some renovations in the school. Actually, unfortunately, we don't have a picture of the school, but you would see that the school is so lovely and so beautiful now. So we have other things, and then, like you said, there's also scholarship that we're supposed to give to children, to the girls that are doing so well. You know, some of them are not from very might not be able to afford the school fees, so we also offer a scholarship to those girls too. And also for the old girls ourselves, we support each other. Okay. Yes.
Now, Wanita, looking at both of you, it's obvious that both of you have done so well, you know, for yourself, you know, and some girls would love to, will I say, see you as a model, you know, for their own growth and development. However, what are some of the challenges that are facing, you know, the girls today?
Numerous. But let me first of all correct the theme. It's advocating for the girl child. Actions, not words. Advocating, not empowering. Advocating for the girl child. Now, when we talk about challenges facing the girl child over the decades has become an endangered species because of pressure, development, exposure, even education itself. The quest for education has put them under some kind of pressure which gets them to do things that they ought not to do if they can't meet up. So that is why we are very passionate about them. We actually have a mentoring program. It's part of what the school, the alumni put in place quite a couple of years back. I was part of the training then. It was an online training for a couple of months. We went through that training and we were all, you know, put in a position whereby we can mentor those, especially because the Holy Child College is in Lagos. So those in Lagos, I think during the second term of the year, of the school year, every Tuesday they go to school and they are appointed. They have their mentees, so that have been appointed, you know, given to them, and they take up these young girls, talk to them about life, encourage them, expose them to different things, like, you know, encouraging them in different areas, especially the sciences. That's very, very important. Science, mathematics, a lot of emphasis on that, and other aspects of life, so that when they come out, they will be able to, you know, withstand the pressure we're talking about, these challenges that they are faced with, the peer pressure, the economic pressure, the educational pressure. The pressure, it comes in different forms, and that's why Holy Child College alumni took up this aspect of mentoring, so we can help them maintain, keep their heads on their shoulders, you know, balanced, and still go ahead and become, because like you said, quite a lot of us, most of us, we could hardly hear of anyone who fell by the wayside. And we want to pass that down. That's really the action we're talking about. Passing that down.
Okay. Now, going back to the Holy Girls, the Holy Child College, there were some values that were instilled in you that made you a better person today. Yeah, I love that expression on your face. There were some value that were instilled in you that made you the person that you are. Can you a little bit, share some of these values with us, and how you see it being watered down in the present time, because we see a lot of things happening today.
Yeah, if I might tell you a story. One of us, Reverend Sister Jane, she's the head of St. Mary's Hospital in Gogolada. At her 40th seminary celebrations, I had the opportunity to talk. And I told them, I said, you see, this hard work you're commending, it's actually from Holy Child College. Another of our little girl retired last week, and I had two to talk. I said, well, it is a trait of Holy Child to be hardworking, to be disciplined, and to be focused.
And we have one of you here too.
Okay, yes, like Sister Claire, yes. And so they're all over the place. Yeah. Talk about World Bank, talk about everywhere. And what is it? Hard work. Action, not words. So that is what was in. And like I was telling them, we had a principal, Mrs. Shoson, that time. As she walks in, you know that you have to behave. And if you misbehave, we were even washing walls, even though we were from privileged backgrounds, we were washing walls of our school. Even toilets, which some children feel, oh, it's too much for them. And she instilled discipline. That is
which is absent in our today's schools.
Yes. And you find that, I'm sure other old girls too will testify. Even in our working life, we get to work on time, we deliver. Once you're given an assignment, you must ensure that you deliver. And that is what we want to encourage the young ones who are there to imbibe, because it is the school tradition that at any point in time, if you're given an assignment, you must ensure that you deliver.
We'll take a short break now. The conversation will continue after the break. Don't go away.
The implementation of the ruling is also dependent on another aspect or another arm of government.
Nowhere in the world will allow, under digital economy, for banks not to be dispensing domestic currency in that economy.
What will make this one different?
We want to know what they do as occupation. All of these are attributes that our questions have been designed to investigate.
In a few days to come, you see that we are all around their own crannies and everywhere in Nigeria, telling people to cooperate.
Welcome to Nigeria Today.
Welcome back. This is still Nigeria Today, and we are here with old girls of the Holy Child Girls College, Obalende, Lagos. And of course, we're looking at 80 years of shaping minds and empowering women. Now, back to you, Wanita. I know she's told us, of course, of some of the experiences and the values. Can you share some of the experiences, some of your own experience with us?
Yes. Holy Child College was what you call today a faith-based school, because it was started by the Catholic Church, by Reverend Sisters of the Society of the Holy Child Jesus. So one thing that was also very much, there was the fear of God. We of course, our assemblies were not just a traditional thing. We learned songs. If you remember some of the songs that we used to sing then. And of course our school song, "Thou art the light, the bright and morning star, in who we live." Okay, let me start there. So these are songs that we sang.
I was about joining you before you started.
And there's so many other things like that. So that was part of it. And like she said, Mrs. Shoson, she was one of the best principals that that school could ever have had. No, but I think she cuts across decades. And there was also this piety. Then, I mean, you know what's happening to the girl child today, waywardness. It was far from us. That fear of God that was put in us also made us keep ourselves distinct. Our school was just adjacent to a boys' school, St. Gregory's College, but we were taught to keep our distance. There was no, I mean, it wasn't a matter of pretense. We respected ourselves. That dignity of being a girl was in us. And so we were not just throwing ourselves around in front of laying, no. That seriousness was there. So these are some of the principles, and these are things that we imbibed while we were growing up. And these are things we want to bring back into the girl child, because we know these days it's like free for all.
Now, looking with what you've just said, looking at today's school, you know, apart from, you know, Holy Child College, other schools, what do you think is missing? How can we bring back these values in our school, you know, into the lives of our students, well, whether male, whether female?
If I may say one thing, it's unfortunate, but I must say that to a large extent, it seems even some of us parents, is it under the guise of I don't want my child to suffer what I suffered, have let go of some of these values which we held dearly, which our parents were so strict. Nobody's saying be as strict as then, it can't work, but we should still hold on. But we seem to have let go because of, is it exposure and all kinds of funny reasons. And so that's really, we have to go back, even as parents, and talk to ourselves. I wouldn't have done this. My parents wouldn't have taken this. So why am I taking it from my own children? If we can talk to ourselves, most of us, then I think things will begin to turn around. Because if not, they that are coming up, what are they going to give over to their own the next generation, the Gen Zs? What do you expect? So if we, the old schools, are letting go, we're losing touch, all in the name of civilization. No. So we need to go back.
Mercy, you wanted to add to that?
She said it all. That, I mean, Holy Child, everybody knew that there were some incidences that you know, Mrs. Shoshan, she's coming to school and she sees a group of Holy Child girls on the streets walking in a line. You must disappear. Because she was very strict and there was so much discipline, you know, at that time.
So how can we bring this back in our schools? Really? Because it's really eroding completely.
I think we should go back to the basics. Find out where we went wrong.
And then I think teaching too, the teachers too. In those days, teaching was a vocation. But today, it's like, for want of what else to do, anything else to do, you can just do a quick 6 month, or is it 1 year, teacher training, something, and you're upgraded with, no matter what your degree is, and you become a teacher. In those days, there was a vocation. There's certain things that are vocational, so that when you're doing it with a passion. I'm sure we all saw a viral video the other day of a teacher who was eating a child's food,
lunch.
The lunch that the child would eat. So, and she's, in quote, a teacher. So what are we saying? So the values, it cuts across, yes. So we that's why, you know, we just need to go back. Everybody needs to go back to the drawing table. We need to ask ourselves some serious questions. Are we really satisfied with the values we see? Are we really happy? The students need to talk to themselves. The parents need to talk to themselves. The teachers also. And at whatever way the government, that the controlling agency, could also do whatever needs to be done, should be done. Because like we said, we don't know what to expect from Gen Zs.
So if I tell you, there's a story. When we're in Holy Child, can you remember It's Wonderful Being a Girl? And what was it about? It was about always, at that time, I don't know where it was always, would come sponsor sanitary towels to all the girls. Because some girls didn't know how, because then we're just coming up, we're just teenagers, didn't know how to use sanitary towel. Okay. And it was so wonderful. And then you go home with packs of, and then they give you, tell you about the menstrual cycle and everything, about your reproductive organs and everything, and all that. And it was such a wonderful teaching at that time.
So
those are the things that there's need for the teachers or the principals to go back and look at how to help the students.
Okay, so Mercy, what would be your message to the current students of Holy Child College?
Current, okay. Yes. Basically, they should be committed, and like we said, action not words. That is, keep running and ensuring that you don't derail. And we're happy that some of our juniors are joining us even after leaving, and they're doing so well. So when you look at your seniors and what they've achieved, I'm sure you'll be proud to also go higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anita, what would be your message to girls out there? Because I don't want to restrict it to just the girls and Holy Child now. Okay. To girls out there, because at the end of the day, we all are in the same country, go to the same market, we meet in our offices from different schools, and all of that is what the quality that you have within you, the values that you grow up with. That's what you're going to show in your place of work.
Well, I always tell young girls when I do talk to them, be purposeful, be intentional, be focused, maintain your dignity. Ensure that you can always walk with your shoulders held up high, that you have no reason to slouch, because out of your own carelessness, now I'm not talking about unfortunate situations, but out of your own carelessness, you allowed yourself to go off the track. So if they can take this into, and like you said, just, you see, you have people to look up to. That's, like I said, the mentoring program is there so that they can see people who were once wearing the same uniform with you and look at where they are today. Just maintain your focus and say, I want to be, if not better, like that joke that when I grow up, I want to be like you. I want to even be better than you. And that's what we desire, that they should excel beyond whatever we have done. If we have ambassadors, who says Holy Child College can produce the first female president of Nigeria?
So what would be your parting words? Mercy, what would be your parting words?
We're asking everybody to come out and support us tomorrow at 8 a.m. here at the arena, NTA Arena. And we also want donations towards our 80th anniversary. Like I said earlier, we're looking at 800 million, and like you said, it's doable.
Yes. And
so that we can execute all the projects that we have lined up for the year. And thank you.
Thank you. And Wanita?
Well, there's unity and togetherness. We're coming together and we need as many hands as possible to be on deck, including other old girls. Perhaps some might just stumble on this and say, oh, because actually the Abuja chapter is just coming up. So, and we are getting more and more.
Really, is the Abuja chapter that is doing this now?
Yeah. The one here is for the Abuja chapter. Yes, we have chapters all over, including in the UK, the US, and the major one in Lagos and all that. So we're all doing different programs. So this is just the Abuja chapter, although our president will join us tomorrow. So that's just it. Let's put our hands together.
When you say the president for the Abuja chapter or the national...
Yes.
It's gone international now because you're talking about UK, talking about US, and the rest of the national presidents.
Yes.
Now, thank you very much, Wanita Ashadi, retired director, Voice of Nigeria VOA. Thank you so much for coming.
It's been my pleasure.
And, Mercy Ikwoko, retired federal director, Bureau of Public Service Reform. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Old girls of the Holy Child College of Balende, Lagos. And thank you for being part of the program. Don't forget, Nigeria Today airs every weekday at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. You can also check out this episode and others on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Eucharia Clinton. Goodbye.